And we'd like to take a look further into World No Tobacco Day and the global campaign to stamp out smoking. Joining us now from Los Angeles is Patrick Reynolds, and he is a tobacco-free advocate and president of tobaccofree.org. Mr. Reynolds, nice to see you.
Glad to be on board today.
The big question is, you're the grandson of the founder of what is probably the largest tobacco company ever, R.J. Reynolds, and you're against smoking. How can that be?
My only memories of my father, R.J. Reynolds Jr., are of a man dying from emphysema. He died when I was 15 from smoking the family brands, Camels and Winstons. Cigarettes took my dad away from me, and that's why I turned my back on my heritage and why I speak at universities and to children in schools, and hope to go on a world tour to speak in many cities in China, in Asia, where smoking rates are high. And the news coverage of my tour, I think, will be very strong, as it was in Greece when I was invited by the Minister of Health. And I want to get out there and spread the word about tobacco. And I'm honored and pleased to be on board today.
Well, Patrick, you know, Beijing is attempting right now to wipe out smoking in businesses. When you think of China, you often think of the fact that a lot of people smoke there. I think it's like 300 million in an area where there's over 1 billion people. What is it going to take, though, to change the mood there? And it's somewhat in vogue in China to smoke, whereas in the U.S., it's not considered popular anymore.
Well, I think what we need to do is create public awareness that secondhand smoke kills. It causes lung cancer and heart disease in passive smokers nearby. And I think that really provides the impetus for a ban in businesses by Beijing. And it really, it certainly is a very powerful motivator to get people to quit smoking, because it's suddenly no longer socially acceptable. Smoking bans combined together with higher tobacco taxes, public education on TV and in schools for our kids have really taken together contributed to a 50% decline of smoking in the United States since the Surgeon General's first report in 1964. So those policies work. And when I see a man like Rand Paul in Congress, who is so libertarian, don't tax, don't regulate, government's not your friend, and so on, I go crazy, because I know how effective tobacco taxes can be in getting kids not to start. You know, we live in complex times with complex problems, and most of people don't have the time to look at every problem in its full complexity. So we're very vulnerable, and people in troubled times are very vulnerable historically to oversimplified ideologies that say don't tax or don't regulate.
Right.
And what we need from our leaders is really more pragmatism, solving problems on a case-by-case basis, less ideology.
Let me ask you about this, Patrick. Okay, we just had a report from Germany where there are now these smoke-free trips to try and take people's minds off smoking. So they go on these smoke-free trips. I have family members who smoke, and you can talk until you're blue in the face and tell them how bad it is for them, how bad it is for you inhaling secondhand smoke. How do you get someone to quit smoking?
Well, first and foremost, believe it or not, coming from me, don't be a nag.
Okay.
You only get 3 times a year to very warmly and lovingly ask your family member to quit smoking. Give them an honest compliment. Honey, that dinner you made last night was so wonderful. Or I just adore you, and, not but, I feel, what, angry, sad, afraid? What do you feel honestly? Because there's the power,
right,
of when I see you smoking and your limit, and I want you to quit smoking. I love you so. And for smokers out there, if you do smoke, and if you're looking for a way out of the addiction, here are my thoughts. First, take comfort in the knowledge that most people who smoke and quit fail several times before they quit successfully. So they fail and fail and fail, and every time they fail, they get less thinking they could quit. So remember, you can quit. And the second thing is, when you have an addiction, admit you have an addiction. Basically, don't stay in denial. I'm smoking out of my personal choice. Nonsense. You probably don't really have much of a choice, and that's what the tobacco industry is saying. And thirdly, get into a program. There are effective programs at our website, tobaccofree.org. I love the website becomeanex.org. They're wonderful. But get into a program, and almost all the programs have a few boilerplate points for quitting. First, drink a lot of water, get up, go for a walk, quit on a Monday, a normal work day, rather than going on a vacation somewhere where you're going to obsess about smoking all the time. A normal work day on a Monday is probably best, according to the studies. And, you know, there are ways to quit. Take the breathing. If you're at home right now, I invite you to take a big, deep breath of air with me right now. And then slowly exhale, and as you exhale, let your chin go on your chest, and you just kind of relax and almost go to sleep. And repeat that 3 or 4 times. That's a powerful exercise that will help get you through the
Where
first
do you
day
think
of
we
quitting.
will be, let's say, in 10 years with this anti-smoking push? I mean, it's not popular anymore. You have China now trying to ban it in Beijing. Where do you think we'll be with it, and where will the tobacco companies be?
Well, the tobacco industry saw the handwriting on the wall. They knew that smoking was going down in the United States and Europe, so they began an aggressive marketing and advertising campaign, often targeting young people, teenagers, about smoking in third world countries where people were poor, uneducated, and they began aggressively advertising on television, on billboards, and making smoking look glamorous. And I like the nations like Australia, who have in Canada, put graphic images of diseased lungs on the front of a pack of cigarettes. We can't do it here in the States because our First Amendment, freedom of speech, sadly protects the corporate advertising like that of a private citizen.
Right.
But corporations are not people, and they should be regulated the way a business should be regulated. I think that the Chinese government push to ban smoking in businesses is a wonderful idea, and that will really contribute toward, because it's an idea whose time has come. Right. You know, Ireland, the whole nation of Ireland was the first one to ban smoking nationwide. Then came Italy. And who thought that the Irish pubs or the Italians would get smoke-free? But they banned it nationwide, and it's been a tremendous success. They even did it in Greece.
Patrick Reynolds, thank you so much.